Welcome to our deep dive into the USA versus China rivalry, often dubbed the New Cold War. Now, before we start throwing around terms like Cold War like a Tom Clancy fever dream, let's be clear, this ain't your grandpappy's geopolitical standoff. We're not talking about nuclear bomb duck and cover drills here, although the stakes are pretty damn high. We'll explore the key fronts in this complex economic, tech, and geopolitical struggle. Buckle up because things are about to get spicy. And by spicy, I mean the kind of spicy that makes your eyebrows sweat, not the kind you find in a Panda Express fortune cookie. Alright, let's kick things off with the trade war. Because what's more romantic than two economic superpowers slapping tariffs on each other's goods? It all started in 2018 under then President Trump, who, in a move that surprised absolutely no one, decided to hit China with tariffs on billions of dollars worth of imports. The stated goal? To protect American jobs and intellectual property. China, not one to back down from a trade spat, retaliated with tariffs of its own. Fast forward to 2020, and we got the Phase 1 trade deal, a temporary truce that did little to address the underlying issues. And now? Well, let's just say the Biden administration isn't exactly rushing to dismantle Trump's tariffs. Turns out when it comes to China, both sides of the aisle love a good old-fashioned trade war. Who needs a bipartisan infrastructure bill when you can just slap tariffs on solar panels? Next up, we've got the tech war. Because apparently global dominance in the 21st century hinges on who has the fastest microchips and the smartest algorithms. The US and China are locked in an epic battle for tech supremacy, with semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and 5G as the key battlegrounds. The US has been particularly concerned about the rise of Huawei, the Chinese tech giant that's become a global leader in 5G technology. The Trump administration went full Cold War on Huawei, slapping it with sanctions, banning it from using US technology, and pressuring allies to do the same. China, meanwhile, has been investing heavily in its own homegrown tech industry, pouring billions into research and development, and even banning some US tech companies in retaliation. It's a full-blown tech Cold War, folks, and the winner gets to control the future. No pressure. Now let's talk geopolitics, because what's a rivalry between superpowers without a little bit of global maneuvering? The United States and China are engaged in a delicate dance of military posturing, strategic alliances, and economic influence peddling. The South China Sea, with its disputed islands and valuable shipping lanes, has become a particular flashpoint. The US Navy likes to flex its muscles by sailing warships through the region, much to China's annoyance, which has been busy building artificial islands and military installations. Then there's Taiwan, the self-governing island that China claims as its own. The United States has long provided Taiwan with military support, a move that infuriates Beijing. And let's not forget the Belt and Road Initiative, China's ambitious plan to build infrastructure and forge economic ties across Asia, Africa, and Europe. The United States and its allies view this as a blatant attempt by China to expand its global influence, and they've countered with their own infrastructure initiatives. Underneath all the geopolitical maneuvering and tech rivalry lies a somewhat awkward truth. The United States and China are economically intertwined. They're like that couple that constantly bickers but can't seem to break up because their finances are so entangled. China is America's largest trading partner, and the United States is a major market for Chinese goods. There's a lot of talk about decoupling, reducing economic interdependence, but it's easier said than done. The two economies are deeply integrated, and any major disruption would have significant consequences for both sides. It's a classic case of frenemies with benefits, and it's anyone's guess how this complicated relationship will play out. Finally, let's not forget about the battle for hearts and minds, because in the 21st century, soft power is just as important as hard power. Both the United States and China understand the importance of shaping global narratives and winning over public opinion. The United States has long been a master of soft power, with Hollywood movies, popular music, and global brands projecting American culture around the world. But China is catching up, investing heavily in its own cultural industries and promoting its own version of events through state-controlled media. From the halls of the United Nations to the feeds of TikTok, the United States and China are locked in a constant struggle for influence. That's a wrap on our look at the USA versus China rivalry. It's a modern Cold War 2.0, but with the two rivals more economically connected than the United States and USSR ever were. The stakes are high, the competition is fierce, and the outcome is far from certain. One thing's for sure, this rivalry will continue to shape the 21st century. Want a timeline of key events or a visual map of all this? Let us know in the comments.